Hey guys, hopping in with a quick second video of today on this channel. This is regarding Sebastian Rogers. Someone posted this message on my Facebook group, Michelle. Have you seen Nerdy Addicts News? This is on his Twitter. He talked to Chris, Sebastian's stepdad, about triangulated outgoing call from Sebastian's phone to a burner phone in Clarksville. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. Let's look at the message. This is from Nerdy Addict. I was aware that Nerdy has been in Tennessee doing some drone footage and investigation of his own. Sebastian Rogers had only a handful of saved contacts in his phone. After he disappeared, investigators reviewed his call records and allegedly discovered an outgoing call to a burner phone. Law enforcement allegedly traced and triangulated that number to the Clarksville area. Long before learning this, our Google Ads campaign displayed irregular activity and analytics anomalies connected to Clarksville, which was reported to the TBI and ultimately prompted a trip to the area to raise awareness. So, Sebastian left his phone at home. They were able to get into his phone and law enforcement checked all his contacts. Only had a few contacts, but there was an outgoing call, so Sebastian calling a burner phone, which was from the Clarksville area. Now, obviously, if it's a burner phone, the chances of ever finding out who that burner phone belonged to is slim to none. That's why people have burner phones, I guess. But my thoughts on this, well, this is what I said in my Facebook group, and yes, I use my real name online. You can, I don't know, try and dox me if you want or whatever, I don't know. It doesn't really surprise me that Sebastian had a random number from Clarksville. You see, Seth himself has admitted that he left Sebastian home alone overnight when he was working, said he didn't do it very often. But he'd call Sebastian from the jail to tell him to go to bed. Well, how did he know whether or not Sebastian went to bed? Sebastian could have been talking to all manner of people online, or he could have been going out in the night and no one would have known because he'd leave him for 14 hours, if not longer at a time. And Sebastian, we know, was up in the night. His mother said that he used to get up and get snacks and stuff, was never a good sleeper. So he could have met any number of people, whether it be online or whether it be in the real world, who would give him their number. We've no idea what Sebastian did when Seth wasn't around. And I'm not pointing at Seth here, saying this is all Seth's fault. Because what we don't know is whether this call to a burner phone has anything at all to do with his disappearance. We don't know when it was. Obviously, it was before he disappeared because he left his phone at home. But how long before he disappeared? Was it just one call? Was it persistent calls? If it was within a few hours or maybe a few days before he disappeared, then that's way more alarming than if it had been, 6 months before. Could have just met some random person online, some other kid, and called him once. Could have been that. We don't know whether it's at all connected to Sebastian's disappearance, do we? What we do know, however, is that no vehicles came onto Stafford Court during the night. We know this from the TBI. The TBI have told us that they've tracked all vehicles in and out of the neighbourhood. And this camera on the corner of Kelling and Stafford here will pick up cars, any cars, and it's a dead end, so you can't come along here and then you can't do that and then go down here and then go back that way. You can't do that because there's houses there. You'd have to off-road through people's yards. Similarly, there's a camera there and there's a camera there, so they'd have to meet Sebastian away from the house. Sebastian would have had to walk off his street and most probably off Kelling for no vehicle to have been picked up that Sebastian possibly could have got into. Now, do you remember when we had that discussion about whether cars on Ward Lane, which is this area here, this road here, so you're off Long Hollow Pike, up this road, and then this one here is Ward Lane. And it is drivable to come down this track here and park right near the cemetery. And that is dead close to the retention pond there, where Max German Shepherd, the police dog from Sumner County, dove into. It would be possible for Sebastian to walk up Kelling across the construction site, round the retention pond, and get picked up by somebody waiting right here. But somebody from Clarksville, like an hour's drive away, if they'd come to pick him up, they'd have to know this neighbourhood and the surrounds really well. They'd have had to plan this really well. They'd have had to know where the cameras were in this neighbourhood. They would have had to know to come down this road here and then come down this track here. Or I guess Sebastian could have walked maybe through the construction site and then onto Long Hollow and then wandered along and got picked up on Long Hollow somewhere. I don't know where the cameras are along Long Hollow, so I don't know how feasible it would be. I'd like to know from the TBI how far out they were able to track vehicles. You know, is it just the immediate neighbourhood? You know, like Stafford, Kelling, and then these little streets off it? Did it include this Willow Bend area? Did it include this road as well? Is all that considered Sebastian's neighbourhood? This one doesn't necessarily help us very much because I guess Sebastian could go through people's yards and then this is up on a hill. It would be a long shot. Let's put it this way. It would be a long shot if the burner phone call, which is intriguing, was related to Sebastian's disappearance. Again, if the call was made just hours or days before he disappeared, that's way more concerning than if it had been like 6 months before. It doesn't surprise me that Sebastian did have numbers that his parents weren't aware of because Seth let him do what he wanted. And look, he's a teenager. The problem with Sebastian, though, is that his autism and his chromosomal deletion syndrome did challenge him in ways to do with social interaction and social engagement. Like, he was very trusting, like he was younger than his years in that regard, but very intelligent in other ways, but young in his years for that. So had he been deceived by somebody saying that it was a girl's phone number, he's called it, turns out it's not, it's a dirty old man, and Sebastian could have just hung up the call. We don't know how long the call lasted. So it's intriguing, but those are my thoughts on it. Until we know any more, until we get any more information, then I think that's where it lies. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.